All right. So my name is Jocilynn, and this is
Kaylee.
She's my cousin, and she's currently enrolled in college. She is with age, and I've explained to her the rubric, and she's going to be filling it out while I'm reading her this PowerPoint. So the topic is about banned books. Should books be banned? And I'm actually speaking on the opposing side of books.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't be banned. So let's get started. Okay. So why are banned books so important? Why am I even discussing this with you? So, reading isn't something that is done often on free time anymore. How often do you see someone reading? Teenagers and preteens between the age of 12 and 14 use social media as an outlet to find the drama that satisfy their urges of entertainment. So, do you see your little sister reading sometimes? No. You don't see many people reading. When all they really needed was a trip to the library. How can they express their open minds if leaders of our community keep closing them? Additionally, sheltering young minds from the reality of real situations can actually have a negative impact. Besides that, kids and teenagers should be allowed to read banned books, but many people think that it isn't appropriate for the youth of this generation. Consequently, we are using words like banned, making our youth feel like reading is a bad thing. In this situation, certain books should not be banned from schools or libraries. We need to open the minds of those who love to read. So the next point is, what does this have to do with you? Why is this something that I want to address to you? Well, first off, reading should be something everyone should be allowed to do freely. Once your child or teenager starts seeking out different books, as a parent and or teacher, you should let them. So I think that, having that freedom to express yourself should be allowed. However, some books do withhold profanity and exploitation. This is something that parents and teachers don't want our youth seeing at a young age. According to the American Library Association, LAA website, a challenge is an attempt to remove or restrict materials based upon the objections of a person or group. A banning is a removal of those materials. Challenges do not simply involve a person expressing a point of view. Rather, they are an attempt to remove material from the curriculum or library, thereby restricting the access of others. As such, they are a threat to freedom of speech and choice. So it would be different if it was considered a challenge. If it was a challenge, you aren't really taking it away, you're just restricting it. Banning it is more like just completely removing it from being within grasp. So, this explains why teachers ban books. They show racism, sexual exploitation, violence, and profanity, sometimes even more than that. Content like this is everywhere. So this really isn't the way you should teach kids. This is the way of censoring things and making it seem like it isn't there. Content like this is everywhere, such as TV, video games, and in real life. In addition, this would conflict with our rights as people and the First Amendment. So we as young adults find it unfair. Restriction of free thought and free speech is the most dangerous of all subversions. It is the one un-American act that could most easily defeat us, said by William L. Douglas. It's important for this generation to have this freedom. It's very important because this teaches us our censorship. It tells us what's right and what's wrong, gives us our own mind to think about these things. So, society believes that books that are banned will influence bad behavior amongst teens and children. According to Christopher J. Ferguson in Is Reading Banned Books Associated with Behavior Problems in Young Readers, the influence of controversial young adults' books on the psychological well-being of adolescents. So this is actually from a passage that I read. So this is a quotation. Many books targeted towards young readers are banned or challenged in school and public libraries because of edgy, violent, sexual, or occult content. Little is known about the possible relationship between such books and negative outcomes in children. Exposure to banned books and outcomes relate to a civic behavior, internalizing and externalizing mental health problems, school grade point average, GPA, and violent nonviolent crime were assessed in a sample of 282 adolescents and pre-adolescents, age 12 through 18. At the same time, this does not allow young teens and kids to develop their own sense of censorship. Books will open their mind and allow them to decide on what they should and shouldn't do. When a lot of banned books teach lessons. Banned books is a great way to express censorship, and it opens a gateway for parents to teach this to their children. Banning books actually ruins that. So it actually conflicts with the fact that, okay, it does say that a lot of books might, influence bad behavior, but how many things out there that are negative or considered negative will conflict with bad behavior? So we basically have to find the difference between just keeping it from them, period, and challenging it, which would be just making sure that, okay, some of these books can be read. Some books, like Harry Potter, can be read by your teenager. Or if you personally have seen the Harry Potter movies, is there something you wouldn't want your child to see? Mm-hmm. Of course, the books have a lot more in them, but at the same time, I wouldn't want my daughter reading 50 Shades of Grey either. That's what we should challenge them, not ban them. So, the next thing is, given these notes on banned books, I can say I would have loved to read books like the Fear Street series by R.L. Stine in 3rd grade. Because this book was in the teenage section, if I was in my 3rd grade, and I would not be old enough to read that. However, I think that I would have understood it fine. So, the world can be a wonderful place, but it can be a confusing and harsh place. It's important for us kids and teenagers to know how beneficial reading is. Discouraging that can be fatal. Reading things that intrigue and entertain you can become addicting, a positive addiction. This is why certain books should not be banned from schools or libraries. To that end, next time you see a banner for Banned Book Week, think about the information I have provided. So, how did I do?
Fill it out or tell you?
Fill out, yeah.
Okay.
But you can tell me.
Okay, content was how you presented it, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, content, we can go through it like this. So, content is, the presenter's argument was always clear, concise, logical, based on thorough evidence. The presenter anticipated challenges onto his or her argument. And challenges would be like, I also included why mine isn't correct. Mm-hmm. Above average would be, the presenter's argument was usually clear, concise, logical, and based on thorough evidence. The presenter handled challenges to his or her argument well. Mm-hmm. Average would be, the presenter's argument was mostly clear, concise, logical, and based on sound evidence. The presenter mostly responded to challenges by referring to evidence. Below average, the presenter's argument was a bit hard to follow, lacking clarity, conciseness, and logic at times. Evidence was presented but not thorough enough to address challenges. Needs improvement. The presenter's argument was absent or not clear, concise, and logical. Evidence was absent or minimal, unable to support the presenter in addressing challenges. So, from the first one I read you, that'd be 5, and to the last one I would read you, that would be 1. So, 1 through 5, how did I do?
I say a 5 because you were very, you made, even if I even if my perspective, I didn't want banned books.
If your perspective,
yeah, you could probably change my mind.
Okay.
You're very clear.
Okay. Second is eye contact, and basically the 5th one would be that the presenter made eye contact, appeared to be consistent and confident throughout the speech. The presenters made eye contact that appeared to be consistent throughout the speech. The presenter made eye contact at most times throughout the speech. The presenter made eye contact at a few times throughout the speech. The presenter avoided all eye contact.
I'm going to say 4 because you gave, eye contact. You were, you were confident and then you were, reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
Posture. The presenter used posture that appeared to be comfortable and confident throughout the speech. The presenter used posture that appeared to be comfortable throughout the speech. The presenter used good posture at most times throughout the speech. The presenter used a good posture at a few times throughout the speech. The student did not use good posture.
I'm going to say 4 because you were, like, kind of nervous at the same time.
I have to, like, rock back and forth when I read. Okay, articulation. The presenter articulated in a way that sounded comfortably audible and confident throughout the speech. The presenter articulated in a way that sounded comfortably audible throughout the speech. Presenter, I don't understand it. The presenter articulated well at most times throughout the speech. The presenter articulated well a few times throughout the speech, and the student did not articulate.
I'm going to say 5 because you were confident about, like, your speech.
Yeah, because, girl, I researched everything. Okay. Dress. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm wearing a house dress.
Okay, so...
You can just give me a 0, but hold on. I can't scroll down, so... There it is. So, dress. The presenter's choice of clothes was appropriate and professional, and it appeared to be comfortable. The presenter's choice of clothes was appropriate, and it appeared to be comfortable. The presenter's choice of clothes was appropriate. The choice of clothes was appropriate. Though it appeared to be uncomfortable, the presenter's choice of clothes was inappropriate.
It's not, like, inappropriate.
It's comfortable.
It's comfortable, and I kind of saw no point of you, like, getting dressed just to talk to me. I'll give you, like, a 3.
All right. So what's my final score?
Your final score is 11.
11. And you have to sign your name on the bottom of it. And I'm just gonna, like, take a nice little...
Oh, those are my doodles.
Of this. And I just read this to her because I couldn't print it out. But it's the same thing. So, I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope I get a good grade. Bye-bye.